Welcome to the Limelight podcast, where authors, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders step forward to share their ideas, stories, and strategies. I'm Clarissa Burt, inviting you into thoughtful dialogue, refined insight, and an esteemed way of living. Hello there, everybody. It's Clarissa Burt. We are back in the limelight. And as usual, I love to bring on, first of all, extraordinary women with fabulous stories, but not only authors. I love women that are writing the books and putting their messaging down into black and white, and then they send them to me, which is very cool. And we get to talk about that. Say hello to Pilar Herreros. Herreros? Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yes, you
And
did. You did.
Herreros, and the name of her book is Within You, Anytime, Anywhere. Well, welcome to the show. I love going within. I think we need to be spending more time going within, especially in these times, Pilar, that are so stressful.
Mhm.
Stressful with politics, stressful with the economy, stressful with kids and work and all marriages. And, I had a podcast just before you about marriage, and it's just a lot of stress. And I'd love to hear what you have to say. I know you have your five, what do you call it? The 5 minutes, 5 minutes to reduce stress and boost your serenity every day. So I'm
Yes.
excited so you can tell the audience what the book is about and how you can guide us down the path of less stress.
Yes, and the book is about, it says 5 minutes to relax, to disconnect, to reduce stress anytime, anywhere. And I learned that many years ago, and I can say that I practice with a lot of with clients and I share with many. And it's something that you can practice. You can practice and you experience that. And it's wonderful that we start to observe ourselves, right? That the stress is not killing us. All the things that we're going through, that we observe ourselves, and we do that, we're going to start to create this habit, right? This habit of sitting anytime you're in the car, you're going to the office, and before the office, you there, you say, hey, I need this. So you take a minute, or even in bed.
Yeah,
In bed, you can just put your hands there and stay
your heart.
1 minute before to get up. So
Yeah,
the book is about that
yeah.
and help you to do different practices. And yeah, that's what it is.
So I know that you say you guide individuals, also leaders, organizers to help say goodbye to like the headaches that they have in their life, the stress again and anxiety. What are some of the exercises or the suggestions that you give to people so that they can, yes, we take the time, but we also have to remind ourselves to take the time sometimes.
Yes, we do have to remind ourselves. Well, and for that, sometimes you just write it, right? You have it ready. So you put it in your calendar. You say, okay, I'm going to do this in the morning
Mhm,
or something, right?
mhm.
But yes, you do have headaches, and it's amazing what can do this short practice. Can you repeat the question again? I'm a
Yeah,
little.
no, no, no. No, it's okay. Just what are some of the suggestions that you
Okay.
give to the people that you work with, because you work with
Yes.
people to
Uh-huh.
help them understand, I need to take time for myself. I must de-stress. So tell them why you must distress and what are some of the things you help people with, certain exercises potentially.
Yes. So one that we do a lot is just closing your eyes and following the breath, right? Just like right now, we are watching this and we can really start to follow the breath on feel our body, right? The
Yeah,
body helps us so much because tensions are in our bodies, in our heads. That's why we have so much headaches in our shoulders. So
yeah,
really feeling that and taking the time to really feel the shoulders. Just stay there for a moment and feel that the head, right? That helps you a lot, right? That can help you to really like you were reading that, like with I have these clients that I go to these organizations and they are teachers, and we do a little just breathing or lay down and following,
yeah.
scanning the body. and how many they say, I had such a big headache, and the headache is gone,
Yeah.
right? So that's what we do. There's different practice also, like posture. Posture is so important, right? We have this, we have so much
Yeah.
fear many times, so we close like this. So and
Mm-hmm.
there's a quote that I love that says, if you can't change your thoughts, change your posture. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can just changing and doing a
Yeah.
little breathing that can helps you a lot. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's really great because when you, like you say, when you're like this, you're down, you're in front of the computer, your shoulders slouch a little bit in front. And then when you stand up again, you stand straight. It's just a powerful movement already. I mean, psychologically, it's a whole different way of approaching your day for sure.
And you can practice anytime, right? Like you are in the grocery and there you have your pad posture, or you are with the phone there, right?
Hmm.
Or in
Hmm.
even in the Starbucks in the line. So you take that moment, right,
Yes. Yes.
to really align, and it changed the hormones
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you had said something before about how important it is to really almost schedule these times. Self-care for me also, and I preach it all the time. It's self-care. It has to, if you can't, like me, I'm alone. I could do it anytime. But a lot of women have husbands and houses and businesses and children. You must put that in your calendar. It is a non-negotiable time that you will work on your self-care, whatever that is for you, but you
Yeah.
must de-stress, you must step away, you must do those breathing exercises, you must lay down and relax. You have to do these things because the body is not meant for that much stress. And I'm finding that out now as I have been now diagnosed with fibromyalgia. So
Mm.
I'm understanding what a lifetime of high stress, some trauma, all the things that life gives to us, sometimes we don't do the proper things to stop, like you say in your book, and say, wait a minute, it's within you any day, anytime, anywhere, and give yourself those 5 minutes so you can come down, release that anxiety, and release the stress. So that is really important. I do also want to know, what is the story behind the girl who lost her smile until meditation entered her life? Is that you, the
Yeah.
girl? Are you the
Well, that's me. That's the girl. That's the girl. And I say it's the smile that we have, right? That we have when we are little. So yeah, my story was that I grew up in the Canary Island, and I think you have been
I
there,
have been
right?
there, yes.
Yeah. So as you see, there's such a beautiful, powerful
Mhm.
islands,
Yeah,
and the ocean is a really
yeah,
big ocean.
yeah.
The sand, like you say, that is black
Black
sand
sand, yeah.
from the
Because
volcanic.
it's volcanic, right? It's a
Yes,
volcanic.
it is
Yeah, right.
it's
Yeah,
volcanic. Yes,
right,
it's they're volcanic islands, and
right.
we grew up very free there. So yes, I was a joyful, smiling little girl. That then I had my challenges during school years. I think I had learning disabilities, ADD, but at that time we have no idea. We just have one traditional system, and that's it, right? And I did suffer. I did suffer a lot during that years. I carried a lot of low self-esteem, shame, and eventually a lot of guilt. I
Yeah.
got into drugs. I got with rebellious crowds.
Hmm.
And I give thanks I was able to move on. I had the help. I traveled. I went to England, to Madrid, then to Miami. That's where I am today. And but always felt I got into the dance world, which I love it, really changed my life. But I always felt like something was missing, and everything. So I always said, something is not there yet, right? Something's still missing. Until I met a woman. For me was like a mother, right? Had that love, that unconditional love, and she introduced me to meditation. And that's when I discovered, I said, wow, my smile is back. I remember I cry a lot. I laugh and I thought, wow, this is it, right? Yeah, I got freedom from that guilt, from that shame, from that
Yeah.
not being good enough. So,
That's
mhm,
amazing. Yeah.
mhm.
Is there a certain type of meditation that you suggest? Is it guided meditation, meditation just music, meditation just being quiet? What is your suggestion?
Well, my suggestion, because sometimes you don't have music, right? So
Yeah.
because it's about anytime, anywhere. My suggestion, and if you want, we can practice a minute or 2 minutes, right? It's
Yeah.
whatever you feel. So it's just sensing your body, right? And the breath. So it's pretty much what I shared at the beginning. Be aware of your body. Like right now, sensing your body
Yeah.
and sensing your breath and just noticing that.
Mm-hmm.
And even noticing our voices. But it's just like that because you want to practice. You don't want to have excuses, right? You can even be in a mall or whatever, even in the airport, in the
Yeah.
plane,
Yeah.
you are there,
Sure.
and you just there, just sensing your body.
Mm-hmm.
Because many times, like you say at the beginning, right? Politics, so
Yeah.
much stress,
Yeah.
divorces, everything,
Yeah.
illness, right? We deal so much with
Yeah.
illness,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we are here all the time, or
In our head.
distorted
Yes. Yeah.
in our head, and distorted, and from the head comes distorted emotions. So
Yeah.
when we start to, instead of being that, that's when we start to feel more our body. So there's a balance, and it's not only that head
Yeah.
that distorted emotions.
Yeah.
So yes, I will say like sensing your body, and if you want, we practice that, the
Yeah.
breath.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that I do personally
Mhm.
is I create a very zen atmosphere in my home. So I have maybe chill or lounge music. I have essential oils that are going. I have a little foot massage machine. I'm very big into essential oils, so I make my own non-toxic cosmetics in the kitchen that always smell so good. I started to do things like making bread. I never thought I don't eat bread because I eat gluten-free, right? So, but
Yeah.
just the idea that I can, it's a very back to earth, back to nature, making these things and then giving them away because I usually don't eat it. I'm alone. I'm not going to eat all this stuff. But the idea of being productive in that kind of way is very meditative. Even taking a walk for me is very meditative. And so these are the kinds of things of getting back to the connection to the things that are important. And again, one of the things that are important, I think, for most of us is nature, sunshine. I live in the desert, so I don't see much grass. But, I mean, you maybe, I don't know where you are in Florida or Miami, but maybe you get to see the ocean and, all the things that just bring us back to create those spaces for ourselves.
And I love what you just mentioned because I do everything that you share, I practice too. I love the essential oil. I love it. And there's so much amazing music
Yeah,
today,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
In
yeah, yeah,
YouTube, everywhere, like healing music, so much.
yeah.
And nature is is a gift.
Yes, it is.
And for me, nature is so important. And
Yeah,
yes, and you can do that practice that we're talking about, walking,
yeah,
right? Walking with
yes.
presence, and you take the alignment in the
Hmm.
spine and just walk with the back straight
Yeah,
and sensing, being aware of nature, right?
yeah.
Even, yeah. So I love that. I totally.
I will tell you, Pilar, that the first thing that happens in my house where I live every day, now a little less because it's 110 degrees, so I don't open up the doors almost, but about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'll open the house just for 15 minutes, change the air before it gets too hot. But the birds start.
Yeah.
The birds start, and there's your nature. And I wake up every day to the
Yeah.
song of many different birds. Well, that is also, it's such a gratitude moment. And again, I think one of the things that help us to de-stress, live without the anxiety, as you're talking about in your book, is to really stop to think of and enjoy the little things that are every day those birds sing. Why should I notice from one day to the next? But I do because
Yeah.
it's the way my day starts, and it is such a gift Did you know that I was reading somewhere that the birds are really kind of what starts the day off for the chain in nature? In other words, the sun, they wake up to the sun and then the birds sing. And then from the singing of the birds, the flowers open or something I read. But it was
Yes.
so
Yes.
extraordinary that it's
Wow.
almost like this
Yeah.
chain of things happening around us that we don't even know about. We don't even see.
Yeah.
And so I love that part of the gratitude every day. Thank you for the food in my pantry. Thank you for the family I have. Thank you for the air that I breathe. Thank you for the water. Because I've traveled, been happy enough and lucky enough to travel the world, Pilar, as have you. And we've been to places where water is like gold,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so just the littlest things in life that can really make sure that right there, that is a gratitude moment and it distresses me. Can you imagine the people the stress they're living when they don't have water in a spigot every day? So bringing things back to, and I might be going off a little bit off
That's
topic,
fine. We're doing great.
right? But you know what I mean? Just like coming back to, are the stressors in our life going to be important in 5 hours? Will that stressor be important in 5 days? And will it even be anything in 5 years? So I guess dosing the stress, maybe. I don't know what you think.
Yes, yes, and it's amazing all the stress that we're going through, like you said, and we
Mhm.
can interrupt that with these moments, like you just mentioned,
Yeah.
just the birds, and
Notice.
wow, and I,
Yeah.
and I do too. That's why I totally appreciate what you just
Yeah.
said, right? And just sometimes I drive, and there you are in your head,
Mhm.
and then you take that sec to look the sky
Yeah.
and to look the sky and to feel it
Yeah.
because there's a difference, right? And there's a sky there always,
All
right?
the time. Yeah.
And we don't see it, but just take the sec to
Yes.
really feel the sky.
Yeah.
And like you said, the birds,
Yeah.
right? And I go from my garage and there's this huge tree and I say, take that sec to feel the tree.
Hmm.
And it's like that. This is so
Yeah. It's amazing.
powerful,
It really
so,
is. It's so amazing.
so
I have to
powerful.
say, it's very, very powerful. It really is. Um, Okay, what would you say to someone who feels maybe they've lost their confidence or their joy or their connection in life? What suggestions would you give to them now?
I will say, many times I feel that inside me. I'm gonna be honest because we are human beings, and
Mm-hmm.
most of the time in the day we forget that we have this amazing being, this power, right?
Right, right.
So I will say to you, to them, take that sec. Take that sec because that moment, that minute, and sometimes it's a lot in this area, right in the belly area, and we
Yeah.
feel that this connection. Stay there and breathe there, and you're gonna experience the other side. You're gonna experience the other side again and again and
Yeah.
again. And today I will say, like for many years now, say, hey, this is until the last breath in our bodies until our last breath. So you are in the right path. If you're
Yeah.
listening here, you are totally in the right path.
Yes. Yeah.
And we are all together there. So feel it, wish, write it. This is my wish. You
Mhm.
start to do these practices. And these practices are going to transform that. We
Mhm.
do have the power because we are much bigger than that human experience. We have that huge light there. So there you are with that. But just get into that minute of practice. Listen to the birds. Look at the sky. And the
It's
answer,
all there.
it's
It's
all
all
there.
right there. Yeah.
And so simple. There you are. But take, wish for that and do that step. Do
Yeah.
that tiny, loving, amazing step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those that might have difficulty with meditation, let's remember that YouTube has a million meditations you can follow on there if you would like to do it that way. With music, without music, with subliminal, without subliminal underneath. There are so many apps for your phone also that if you are on the plane or you are at a train station or, on the train, but
Yes.
you can put them in and just, you've always got, we
Yes.
all have the tools now.
Yes.
20, 30 years ago, we didn't have all of these things. the tools that are at our disposal now make it so much easier for us to do, it's like you say, take the minute or the 5 minutes, as you say here in your book. Pilar, is there something that I didn't ask you that you would like everybody to know?
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure there's anything else that we can talk about it. Let's
Well, let's
say,
tell everybody where you can find the book first off.
yes, the book is on Amazon. It's
Mhm.
on Amazon. It's a bestseller and it's in English and in Spanish. If you
Spanish, I
like
know. I
to
saw that.
share.
That's
Yes,
great.
yes, yes. So
Fantastic. Well, congratulations for
yes,
that. And it's
yes.
also a #1 bestseller, which is very exciting. All right, so here's how I close all of my interviews.
Yes.
And the answer cannot be, oh, yeah, you told me. Okay. The answer cannot be, you cannot say marriage and you cannot say children. Okay.
Yes.
What would you say that in your life up until now has been your crowning moment?
So I'm gonna say my crowning moments is that moment that I shared today when I met that woman and she introduced me to the inner transformational work.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna say that I feel blessed because I have these crowning moments every day thanks to this practice. So this is what I'm gonna share.
that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
That's, and I love it because it just continues to come back to me as a message, the importance of meditation. And I have always had a little bit of trouble with it because it's hard for me to sit still. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay. Yes, yes,
Well, for
yes.
me, just be still, stay still is
Yeah.
very, very difficult. Always was difficult for me. So it's one of the things that I have showing resistance on that I have to definitely start, breaking through.
But also, like you mentioned, it's hard for you, but that's okay. Everybody's different, right? So maybe you can do it through walking. So
Yeah.
changing the pace. You're walking and you are like, you feel like, oh, I can stay. Okay, so maybe just a little, you keep walking, but you relax your body, right? So that's okay. And maybe you just go for the
Humming, yes, of
like
course.
you say. So, and it's okay. Maybe, there's one practice about the acceptance. Yeah, I don't know if you got to see it, but there's a practice about acceptance,
Yeah.
and I think is because you probably you're doing the stay still and you're struggling, and you're
Yeah.
gonna repeat that, and you're gonna say, I accept, I accept my resistance to this, to stay quiet stillness. I accept, and if we do it sincerely, but with sincerity, right? I
Hmm.
accept. I accept my tensions in my body. I accept whatever your experience.
Yeah.
Like I have a story. It's okay. We
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
for a
Yeah. Of
story.
course.
I had this story and I was in a little coffee place with someone, right? And I saw he was struggling at that moment. And I said, are you okay? And he said, no, I'm not okay. And I said, are you willing to do our little practice, the acceptance? And he was ready, he was willing, right? He said, yeah, yeah. And there we were in this tiny place full of people, how they love
Yeah.
coffee,
Yeah.
yeah, right, getting together. And we practiced the acceptance. And he was feeling betrayed, he was jealous, he was really with a lot of anger at that moment. And we were with the eyes closed and said, let's close the eye, who cares, we start around, right? And we started like, I accept this moment as it is. And you have to feel it, right? And even you can do it by yourself. I accept this moment as it is. I accept that I can stop. I always move. I accept that. I accept, like here, I accept my anger. And I feel my anger. I feel the body, all the tensions. I accept. I accept the resistance that I'm having to accept. I accept. And you go through that. And I remember how much he smiled, how he felt different. So
Yeah.
I love this practice. I
Yeah,
do. I
that's a
do.
good word. That's a really empowering word. And
Yeah.
breath, the breath, slowing the breath and deep breath is
Yeah.
very, very important to all that too. Well, great. I'm thrilled that we've had the conversation today. I love
Yeah.
all the lovely information and messaging that you've given to the audience today, Pilar. And I do hope that we meet again and wish you well in the meantime.
I wish you well, my dear.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Clarissa.
Thank you,
Thank
honey.
you.
Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of the In the Limelight podcast, intelligent media for the savvy entrepreneur. You'll find my video interviews on YouTube and ClarissaBurt.com, and the audio version of the interviews you can get wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to connect with me on social pretty much anywhere, and do stay well until we meet again in the Limelight.